With their blank eyes and smiling mouths, it's easy to imagine that puppets have evil motives. So why are we so scared of puppets? What is it that makes them creepy? Perhaps the answer lies in the new paranormal.
Now, I know a lot of people who may say puppet shows are just for kids. If there's a puppet in it, it must have a children's aesthetic. Yet, many puppet shows, movies, and live performances have dialogue and themes that are unquestionably sharp-edged, witty, and thematically skewed to adults. My guest today is the puppet master of the saddest clown in Los Angeles. Please welcome Cain Carias. Cain, please tell me, who is El Triste?
El Triste is, I labeled them the saddest clown in LA, which is the saddest puppet in Los Angeles. And I kind of, created them just randomly. It was just something that, it was kind of like my friend told me, hey, you want to do a puppet? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And that's how it actually came about and was born, just randomly.
I was going to put on a sock puppet show, but I got cold feet. Where do you perform, El Triste?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that, which I actually don't perform anymore. I actually haven't performed like in close to 3 to 4 years. I used to do professional work because I've been doing puppets for 18 years. So I've been, in those 18 years, I used to perform every day. I used to do like 2 to 3 shows. And that's how kind of came like my name, puppet master, because I used to manipulate all these almost like 2,000 marionettes that I used to manipulate. Dr. Dre and Be Real, which is the rappers, they came out with a song Puppet Master, and every time I Google like Puppet Master song, and somehow it just pops up, and I was like, I'm just gonna get myself that name and just add the 213 because it's the area code where I'm from over here, which is kind of like just add a full out name.
You performed puppets full time?
Yeah, I mean, for 18 years, I used to do a full-time job as in a puppet theater. The theater that I used to work at is called Bob Baker Marionettes. Bob Baker Marionettes is the only theater in the United States that still do the same thing. I mean, of course, there's theaters all around the United States that do puppet shows, that do like stuff, of course, theater stuff. For the Bob Baker been open since 1963. And since then, they've been doing the same thing, like puppet shows for kids all over the place, which is where I spent like 18 years of my life there. I was in high school and I was going there to kind of learn like some work experience, and I was getting credits to work there. And it was just practically a block away from my high school, which was somehow like super like excited, and it was so easy for me to do. And yeah, we just walked into this theater and they were doing shows, man. They were doing 1 hour shows with over 100 puppets, which it was amazing. And I kind of came down during Halloween show. So Halloween and Christmas is always super big in this theater. I just, decided to kind of volunteer at the beginning, to say how the robes were. And as soon as I got out of high school, they hired me full time. And I kind of became the teacher there, after Bob Baker passed away. I was the one that kind of picked up the roles after him, and everything that he taught me, I'm the one that was teaching everybody else how to do. And it was really great, man. I mean, trust me, I was doing shows for like over 100 people every day, and every people individually will pay $20 to come and see me perform.
I was going to take some kids to see a puppet show, but it was all sold out. Thankfully, we still got in. I just had to pull some strings. Now, is it just me, or does El Triste look a lot like you?
He was different before. Before he was bald-headed, and I was bald-headed back in the days, but I didn't want to cut my hair no more because for Halloween I would dress like him and all that, so it was kind of like cool. But now I was like, man, I want to make sure that he looks like me, so it was pretty cool.
Aw, look at the little guy.
To make a puppet, I mean, in my experience, because I have like worked with like marionettes, they're like really vintage from like the 50s. I have worked with marionettes that came out in movies. I mean, these marionettes that I have worked with, they're really expensive. They're really well made, you know. I mean, to make like a single marionette, like if you want to make it with moving eyes and moving mouth, just like the puppets that I used to work with, it's close to almost $2,000. And I don't even have that much money myself, you know. And El Triste cost me 700, which is a little less than half. And you know, I mean, everything that has a string, it turns into a marionette.
Speaking of clones, why did scientists clone Chance the Rapper? Because people needed a second chance.
I burned too many brain cells, yeah, to be worried about my brain cells now.
What are some common misconceptions people have about puppets?
I mean, it's mostly like old people, you know, because I mean, everything like, you know, like back in the days, it was really scary, like from puppets to like clowns, like particularly everything was really scary back in the day. So everything that I get, like, it's mostly from all adults that be like, oh, like I'm scared of clowns, or like, oh, a marionette, or they just never seen a marionette. They just really like they just don't know how to act. So sometimes they will be like, you know, like, oh, you're playing with dolls, or you're doing this, which I mean, like, you know, I kind of grew up with like in a tough neighborhood, which like, you know, like a lot of gangsters, a lot of fighting all around, you know, stuff like that. So I grew up with that crowd. So I, you know, like somebody telling me some words doesn't really affect me unless they really grab my puppet and start swinging them out. Then I would get mad. But when it came into the theater where I used to work at, we used to have 3 rules. So these 3 rules we would tell the people before we start doing a show, because these 3 rules are really important. And the first rule would be like, because we used to do a show like in a circle, half a circle, horseshoe type of style. So we will perform all in the middle. So the first rule would be like, you know, stay seated where you are. Because if you wake, like get up or do random like walking, we will bump into you while we're performing. The second rule will be like, do not touch the puppets. Like if you grab the puppets will get tangled. And the third rule will be mostly for the adults, you know, to follow first rule and follow second rule, which is, you know, help the kids not grab the puppets. So I usually, when I bring El Triste out, I don't be telling people the rules because I'm just out there doing my thing. But some kids don't really get like, they just want to grab them, and I'm like, oh, get away. Of course, I only got him and La Smiley, which is the girlfriend. She's right here. I actually don't bring her out that much because she has real hair. And she gets really messy every time I bring her out. Just outside, she like, her hair is all over the place. And when it came into the theater, I never did like grow puppets, you know, like marionette puppets, because every time you do a puppet, you have to transfer those feelings into the marionette and make them alive, you know. I was never really that feminine, little, like trying to give them those little extra moves to make this girl puppet move like the way she was. I did got, I mean, out of 2,000 marionettes, I got to manipulate maybe like 10 girl puppets out of hundreds. But you know, those are the only reasons that I did it, because you know, there's some certain puppets that not that many people could do, and I was the only one that could do them. So I had to kind of jump into them, and I kind of became really good at them. And I just built La Smiley just so El Triste won't be alone no more.
Why do puppets cry? Because of puppet tears. What's up next for El Triste? Any fun projects?
So yeah, when it comes to projects, I just do whatever comes my way, man. I'm not really like in a specific thing. I'm just trying to show puppetry around, you know, like if you want to involve puppetry in just movie and your music video, or like this picture that you want to do, trust me, I'll be there, because, you know, it's something unique and super fun to do for myself. And I'm sure other people get like a little crack of it. And trust me, people really enjoy it, and they turn to kids as soon as they see El Triste. It's just funny.
Cain, guess what time it is? Lightning round, go! Favorite movie?
I think that my favorite movie when it comes to like, you know, like space, I think Interstellar.
Favorite breakfast cereal?
Frosted Flakes.
What question do people ask you about El Triste that you absolutely hate?
Well, a lot of people always ask me, why is he sad? Why El Triste? Because El Triste does translate into sadness in English. So my question is, I'm always happy. I'm always smiling myself. I'm always happy, and I didn't want to create something that is always gonna transfer happiness. So instead of building a happy puppet, I created a sad one. So what I say is, he practically said, "Take my sadness away."
What is the best thing anyone has ever cooked for you?
Oh man, my girlfriend is actually a great cook. So anything she cooks, I'm always in it.
What is the scariest animal?
You know what? I hate insects. Every insect that I don't know what it is, I hate it, man, because I don't even know what's going on.
What job did you want to have as a kid?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an architect.
One has to go. Pizza, French fries, chicken nuggets, or fish sticks?
A fish, I love fish, but I don't love it as much. So I think the fish sticks could go.
Where would you want to travel to next?
Word, like, like Zeus, Poseidon, like all this, like, I think they're in Greece, right? Greece, or like everything over there. I think that's pretty cool. I like all that stuff over there.
If you could shapeshift into anyone for one day, who would you shapeshift into?
You know what? I mean, I probably turn myself into a puppet.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you trust the last person you texted to shoot an Instagram-worthy portrait photo of you?
Well, the last person that I texted was my girlfriend. And we actually just recently got like a camera, like, like a legit camera. And yeah, I'm always like, when it comes to my work, because eventually everything that I post mostly pictures. So when it comes to my work, I could say I'm a model, so I can't really take pictures of myself, right? Because eventually I'm the one doing like the puppet or something else. So I kind of buy myself a camera so I could teach it to my girlfriend so she could take pictures of me.
Thank you, Cain. Through the magic of puppetry, we empower people of all ages to talk about really important and sometimes really difficult issues, while also providing a wholesome source of entertainment. My friends, I must ghost you for now. Until next time, goodbye.